My parents pressured me to give my penthouse to my sister. When I refused, Dad slapped me. The night of my sister Tara's birthday party was supposed to be a celebration, but it turned into the moment everything in my family broke open. The venue was stunning. A grand ballroom in one of Atlanta's finest hotels, dripping with chandeliers, marble floors, and views of the glittering skyline. A string quartet played softly in the corner. 30 guests, family, old friends, business associates, milled around in designer clothes, sipping vintage wine and laughing politely. To anyone watching from the outside, the Carter family looked perfect. I knew better. I arrived early, carrying a bottle of rare Bordeaux as my contribution. My mother barely acknowledged me. "Just put it on the bar, Venus," she said, fussing over the dessert table where Tara stood at the center of attention. Tara's laughter rang out, bright and effortless, the kind that drew every eye in the room. Her fiancé, Ethan, hovered close, whispering something that made her swat his arm playfully, her diamond bracelet flashing. "You look tired," Mom added without turning around. "You work too much." "I run a company, Mom. That's what running a company looks like," she hummed dismissively. "Maybe think about balance. Your sister could use some help getting back on her feet." There it was again, that familiar line. Tara had been struggling for years, drifting from one half-hearted venture to another, always cushioned by our parents' money and excuses. Meanwhile, every promotion I earned, every deal I closed, was met with mild praise followed by reminders to stay humble. I made the rounds, greeting relatives. Aunt Nancy pinched my cheek. "Still single. All that success and no ring yet," Uncle George chuckled. "Men don't like women who intimidate them, sweetheart." I smiled thinly and escaped to a quiet spot by the bar, pretending to check emails while the bitterness rose in my throat. Across the room, people fawned over Tara. "She's such a free spirit," someone said, "not tied down like Venus." "Yes," another agreed. "Money isn't everything." My father moved through the crowd like the king he believed himself to be, charming, commanding, shaking hands with that wide politician's smile. When he reached me, his hand landed heavily on my shoulder. "Proud of your sister tonight?" "Of course," he leaned closer. "You've done well, time to share some of that success. Family takes care of family." It wasn't a request. I nodded, heart already sinking. There was something dangerous in his tone. Later, as guests gathered for toasts, Dad seized the microphone. Feedback screeched briefly, then silence fell. "Tonight," he began, voice rich with performance, "we celebrate more than a birthday. We celebrate family bonds. And what better way to show that than a gift from one daughter to another? Our hardworking Venus has decided to give her downtown penthouse to Tara." The room exploded in applause and gasps. Cameras flashed. Tara covered her mouth in perfect mock surprise. Mom dabbed at invisible tears. My stomach dropped. 30 pairs of eyes turned to me, waiting for my grateful smile. Dad extended his hand. "Come on, darling. It's only fair. Tara's had a rough time, you can always buy another." The years of favoritism, silent resentment, and endless giving crashed together inside me. I set my glass down carefully. "No." The word was quiet but clear. Applause faltered. Dad blinked. "What did you say?" "No, I'm not giving away my home." Whispers spread. Aunt Nancy's mouth fell open. Uncle George muttered, "Ungrateful." Mom hissed, "Venus, don't embarrass us." "I've paid for half this party," I said, voice steady. "The wine, the chef, the flowers. I've supported this family for years. But this is mine." Tara's eyes filled with crocodile tears. "Please, it's not like that." Dad's face darkened. He stepped closer, microphone still in hand. "You're defying me in front of everyone." Before I could answer, his hand cracked across my face. The slap echoed. My head snapped sideways. Pain bloomed hot on my cheek. My pearl earring tore free and skittered across the marble, spinning until it stopped against a chair. The room gasped. No one moved. No one stopped him. I straightened slowly, touched my burning skin, and looked at him. He waited for tears for apology. Instead, I bent, picked up the earring, and said softly, "Happy birthday, Tara." Then I walked out. The hallway outside was cold and quiet. My heels clicked like a countdown. In the elevator, I pressed the lobby button and watched the doors close on that chapter of my life. In the lobby, I leaned against cool marble and breathed. My phone buzzed, "Kayla, on my way." I typed back one word and slipped the phone away. 30 minutes later, the ballroom doors opened again. This time, my grandmother Margaret entered. Silver-haired, tall, elegant, cane in hand, she walked in like judgment itself. Conversations died. The quartet stopped mid-note. "Daniel Carter," she said calmly. "Explain why you struck my granddaughter." Dad paled. "Mother, it's not." "Then correct me." "You humiliated Venus in public," she continued. "You demanded her property as if it were yours to give." And every person here applauded. Mom stammered. "It was a misunderstanding." Margaret's eyes sharpened. "You've hidden behind that word for years." Dad tried to recover. "This is family business." She overreacted. I stepped forward from the doorway. "I said no, that's not overreacting, that's a boundary." Margaret didn't look at me yet. "You have 5 minutes to find her earring." Tara dropped to her knees immediately, gown dragging as she searched. Guests shifted awkwardly. Phones came out recording everything. Dad protested, voice rising. "This is ridiculous." "It is necessary," Margaret replied. "When a man strikes a woman, he kneels for what he made fall." "Enough," she said after a minute. "Stand up. This family has mistaken fear for respect long enough." She faced Dad directly. "You run a company, Daniel, not a throne. And tonight, you lose both my support and my inheritance. Everything estate, accounts, trusts now goes to Venus." Shock rippled through the room. Mom gasped. Tara froze mid-crawl. Dad barked, "You can't." "I already have," Margaret said quietly. "You embarrassed me. You broke your daughter's dignity in front of witnesses. Live with it." She turned to the guests. "You've seen enough, remember it." Then to me, "Do you have the earring?" I opened my palm. The pearl gleamed. I walked to the center table and placed it down. "Here it is." No one spoke. Margaret's voice softened slightly. "Venus, you owe them nothing. Go home." I looked at Dad. "You wanted obedience. You got silence instead." To Tara, "You could have said no to him, you always could." Margaret tapped her cane once. "The party is over." Guests scattered quickly. The quartet packed up. The room emptied fast. Outside, warm night air greeted me. Kayla waited by the car. "It's done," I said. She opened the door. "Let's go home." As we drove away, the hotel shrank in the mirror, lights fading like a bad memory. By morning, the video was everywhere. Someone had streamed the entire scene. The announcement, my refusal, the slap, grandmother's arrival. It went viral with captions like, "Father slaps daughter over forced gift," and "Family meltdown at luxury party." Reporters gathered outside my parents' house. Dad's partners pulled out of deals. Mom's charity board asked her to step aside. Tara's engagement ended. Ethan's family cited values. I said nothing publicly. I didn't need to. In my penthouse the next day, sunlight poured through floor-to-ceiling windows. Kayla scrolled through updates, shaking her head. "They're trending for all the wrong reasons." I poured coffee. "They wanted attention. Now they have it." "Do you feel better?" she asked. The mark on my cheek had faded. "Not better," I said, "just free." An email arrived from grandmother, documents signed. "Everything is yours now. Rest easy." I closed the laptop and stood at the window, watching the city sparkle below. I touched the pearl earring, now back in place, and finally smiled, a small, quiet one. People think revenge is loud and destructive. It isn't. Real revenge is calm. It's choosing yourself, closing the door, and never looking back. If you've ever had to walk away from the people who were supposed to love you most, know you're not alone. Thank you for watching my story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Stay tuned for more real-life stories, get more experiences. Thank you for watching my story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Stay tuned for more real-life stories, get more experiences.